Every form of struggle, every form of confrontation and difficulty you are facing in your life is a mental construct of yours. And if you don't take responsibility for that within yourself, that will be manifested outside of yourself, and you will be in conflict with another human being. That's how it works. Peace in, peace out. Simple as that. So, to be in a rigid state, in a box, in a conviction that is so strong, such a strong conviction that this is the way it's supposed to be. This is what functions, and this is the ultimate solution, is so dangerous because it constricts all type of unfolding and development and expansion and what is natural to God and to universe at all. So you're going against nature, and you are nature as a human being. You are God. You're created in the image of God, and you are nature. Nature doesn't exist without you. You are projecting everything, and you are getting a reflection back. So you are the movie with all of the staff, the director and the lead role and sound effect guy, girl, whatever. But to be an enemy of the state is something that that definition is like me being an enemy of the state, like the government. But the government and the state is a manifestation of control and a rigid way of thinking inside a human being. And when a group of people come together, all in fear and control, and just want to keep it all together because they are so afraid of what is new and a bit loose and funky, then that becomes a government. That becomes politics. That's where it comes from. We get so messed up as human beings looking at things that are created in the world like they just popped up from somewhere. But we create it all. We create our own reality. So if you think about it in the context of yourself, as this is the only way to think about anything, primarily, being an enemy of the state is being an enemy of a state of mind. And that is a rigid, square, narrow-minded way of life that gives you a false sense of security. And why this becomes so infused with fear is because we fear what is unfamiliar. And the rational mind is only ones and zeros, black and white, on and off, live or die. So if the rational mind is gonna participate and to be a part of a more open and loving society, that becomes no clothes, and people are doing everything sexual possible on the street everywhere. And everything is legalized, and everything is just, we don't care about it, just be free. That's the rational mind, and that's why the rational mind fear change, because it can only see this and complete loss. But you're not supposed to lose your mind. You are supposed to free your mind. And to free your mind is to come in to an understanding that everything is all right. Everything's cool, everything's good in the right context. It's all about context. I can scream my head off right at people when I'm at a concert because I love them so much. And I was like, this music, wow. But if I'm angry at someone and I get frustrated and I want them to change, and if I scream my head off, that's gonna have the opposite effect. And that's all about context. It's all about vibration. It's all about understanding what is constructive, destructive, and what is basically right and what is wrong. You can raise your voice, but you can raise your voice without screaming. I am raising my voice as I'm doing transmutation.se, as I'm recording this video right now. I'm raising my voice. And what am I raising? I'm raising my family. I really got to be me, or else I won't be able to raise my family. And what's family? That is soul. And it's just one more reggae for the road. It's just love. And it's just understanding what love is. And really separate sex from love. And free your mind to be free in all aspects. And you can become completely, absolutely sexually free. No inhibitions and nothing holding you back at all. With the one you feel comfortable with, that you have developed a deep relationship with. And you to do whatever you want. Because that's all right. That's okay. You are supposed to explore and do what you are interested in. And things evolve and develop and unfold and whatever that becomes. But not in the town square in front of everybody with 10 cameras. So people getting into porn are actually doing the right thing, but in the wrong context. So it becomes destructive because those videos are free for anybody to watch. Like the 7-year-old girl with her iPhone that has one tab open with cars backing over, toys and water balloons, and another tab open with you can just use your imagination. So if you would say that, well, we should liberate everything and just become natural and open and true and just lose the rigid state and live more freely and more open. So let's just move the living room table out of the way and let the kids watch cartoons while we make love in front of them and show them how love and a free existence is supposed to be. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. That's gonna destroy the mind of the child like you would not even imagine. That is so destructive. But we do that. We do that as we give the kids access to the internet with devices, all free. Just do whatever you want. Just as long as I can watch my murder series on Netflix and complain about my job and eat pills because my back is hurting and I refuse to do some exercises. Honestly. And that's all about a state of mind. Everything is about a state of mind. And you are supposed to be without shame, without guilt, and go against fear. But you are supposed to go against fear without force. You are supposed to develop and expand and become more as you naturally unfold. And that is something that cannot happen if you're not interested in that. And what makes you not interested in that? Well, you are in a comfortable state that you more or less claim that this is what I became and this is all I can become, and I'm comfortable where I am. I don't want to have more money. I don't want to have more influence. I don't want to have more resources. I don't want to be a part of anything greater. I don't want to be anything. I just want to maintain what I've got right now because that gives me a sense of security. And that's all excuses. It's all right. But at the same time, if you feel like the earth is on fire, if you feel like the kids are hurting and you see what happens in the world, there is a drive, a natural drive, an instinct inside of you that wants to make the world a better place. So maybe you donate half your salary to the starving kids of Africa. But the best way to teach a human being, the best way to help another human being, is to help them help themselves. And to really help yourself is to develop and unfold and become more of who you are. Or else you cannot teach that to anybody else, because you cannot give what you do not have. So maybe you need to stop being the state, and also stop seeing yourself as your own enemy of that state, and actually unfold and develop and learn more about what life is all about and what you are all about, because you are life. Your life and you are one and the same. And I feel like that is the main responsibility for any human being, especially a human being that is in contact with kids. If you're not in contact with kids at all, your own or anybody else's kids, you can serve as a function. You can sit at a computer and maintain logistics for packages and electricity connections, whatever. Because that's a choice you can make. And the damage it creates is minuscule. It's not creating that much damage if you are prioritizing to be a function of society. And if you find that peaceful and loving and giving and rewarding, then you do that. But if you are in contact with kids and if you believe in a world of love, you work for love. You work for more love. Even if you work for the state and you work for the government. And that is not developing to become a more humane, loving and compassionate human being, to infiltrate the government and state from the inside and kill it. It is to take the government and the state, which is all full of fear in a false sense of security, by the hand and leading it to a world that is more harmonious and balanced, where we stop to entertain and maintain the double standard, because that's the biggest problem in the world. We say so many weird things about what is right and what is wrong, and in the context that is just a incorrect contrast into what is actually giving. We call plants narcotics, and we call narcotics for medicine. That's a sick world. That's wrong. There's so much, like Dave Chappelle said, we are living in the age of spin. Truly. Like he talked about Planned Parenthood, that is all about abortion. And it's all about money. And it's all about lies. It is all about deviousness. It is all about corruption. The sky is blue and the sun is shining, but we are living in the dark ages because of the ego. And that is because we are not recognizing and knowing who we are. So we are giving power and grace and gratitude to the wrong source of creation. The mind is just a switchboard. The mind is just a tool that is intended for us to use. But in a general state as we are in right now, the mind is using us. We can use the internet, for example, but right now the internet is using us. So if you are afraid and you have seen movies about AI developing and starting to take over humanity, that has already begun a long time ago. If you are an addict scrolling through social media without any healthy aspect to it, just out of boredom and out of habit, that's your heroin. That's AI controlling you, using you, when you are supposed to use AI. And AI is a logical, technical structure created from the logical and technical mind. So that means that the mind is using you. You are soul, you are love. And when you realize that, you can feed yourself as you are your baby. Dreams come true. That's not a maybe. But you got to give to the right source. And things will change. For an individual and as for humanity as a collective. The enemy of the state is just somebody who wants to kill opposition inside of themselves instead of coming together and understand who they are in the middle of masculine, feminine, which is pure love, which is God. Yeah. I'm gonna have some fika now, and then I'm gonna go out and have a walk in the woods. Thank you all for watching, all you 3, 4, 5 people. I make these videos for myself mainly because I affirm what is true back to myself. So this is just like a long prayer. This is just like a long impression to my subconscious. And it makes a bigger and stronger impression as I record it and upload it, because then I take my own statement serious. and then it gets implanted more effectively. What you carry in your subconscious makes you a friend or an enemy. So take care. Bye.